now I feel like we may be entering the dawn of this new age where, like, you know how comic book movies took a very long time to get good as well. We
Mm-hmm.
may be seeing that with this, and we're going to look back on Sonic the Hedgehog and Detective Pikachu as those two pillars. And like that, to me, that's like I gotta give it a 9 for everything that they've done, whether they even realize it or not. You gave me a good film, you gave me a good Sonic film, and you're breaking the mold.
Completely disagree with you because I think Sonic did it worse than Pokemon, which is why I can't give it a 9. I walked into Pokemon with expectations and they were beaten. Like, Pokemon beat my expectations, and it really made me go, wow, this is amazing. Look how amazing this world of Pokemon looks. I love all of this. Sonic, it just met my expectations. It didn't do anything crazy. It was just, okay, good video game movie, which I know we don't have that many of, but Detective Pikachu took what I thought was going to be a good video game movie and told me, nah, this is a great video game movie. I like Detective Pikachu so much more for what it did. Sonic, it was good, but at the end of the day, I can't give it 9 because all it was Sonic and Eggman with a couple of references on planet Earth. Detective Pikachu had references to just the world, the environment of Pokemon. There were so many Pokemon around you. It didn't feel like Pikachu teleported to Earth and made friends of somebody, and then this human had to solve this mystery or something with Pikachu. No, it was the Pokemon world. And that's why I think it was so good. With Sonic, it's just, okay, like, this is cool start. You guys can do better. I know you can do better. The second movie, if you expand the lore a bit, maybe actually draw on to what Sonic really is at its base, then I can give it a 9. But right now, it's just straight up, this is just Sonic on Earth satisfying, kids and families. And that's fine. That's nothing wrong with that. That's not a 9, in my opinion.
You see, that's also where I disagree with you as well. Because, to be honest with you, and I hope no one listens to this and thinks I don't like Detective Pikachu. I have the Blu-ray, and for me to get a Blu-ray of a movie, no, for real though, for me to own a Blu-ray of a film, that means I love it. Every single Blu-ray that I have, I love.
I think that means it for anybody, honestly.
It does, yeah. Not for collectors, but still. I love Detective Pikachu. It made me feel like a kid. I loved everything about it. Well, not everything, but the thing is though. This is what separates Sonic the Hedgehog to me from Detective Pikachu, and this is what I mentioned a little bit earlier. Detective Pikachu was a fantastic video game film, and it was a love letter to the fans.
Mm-hmm.
However, I need to stop thinking as just a video game fan, and what's really going to entrench people, what's really going to make people want to even see video game movies to begin with.
Mm-hmm.
Like a casual audience, not me and you, because me and you will watch any video game movie that comes out. You know what I mean? Like, if there's a Sly Cooper movie coming out, we're watching it, right?
Mm-hmm,
The thing is though, is that I recall back to when I watched Detective Pikachu. People watched it, and people that I know watched it that weren't casual fans of Pokemon, and they came out of it not liking it. Because the film was too entrenched with that world, was not a slow build up to that world, and therefore lost those fans. As opposed to Sonic, where yes, that world that they're in, the Earth, isn't the Sonic world that we know it, but it's an introduction to the characters and a slow introduction to what the world may bring us in the future. And to me, Sonic the Hedgehog does a much better job in introducing I guess moviegoers as a whole to the world of what video game movies may bring us, as opposed to Detective Pikachu, where, as I mentioned, really alienated casual fans. My girlfriend couldn't enjoy Detective Pikachu to its fullest because she's just a casual fan. Yeah, she played a Pokemon game here and there, but it's not like she knows the lore of Pokemon as well as me and you do, Simon. She watched it and she was lost. She was legitimately lost at points because the world of Pokemon, of Detective Pikachu, is just too entrenched in the games where you need to know the game knowledge for you to really fully enjoy the movie.
I was gonna say, I completely understand your point, where Sonic addresses more of a general audience because it does expand the lore too much. I don't think it completely does it well, because I still feel like the same people that lost interest in Detective Pikachu could lose interest in Sonic, to be completely honest. because I think at the end of the day you can't satisfy everyone with video game movies, because at the end of the day video game movies will always have that element of like, well, if you didn't play the games, then this is always going to be a little bit weird for you. I feel like there's no way video game movies can get rid of that. However, Sonic, I think, did a good job, though, of starting off this and making it more acceptable for general audience to watch. So I agree with you on that point.
Yeah.
However, I can't give a build-up a 9. Like, it's good that they built this up and it made it, good for general audience. But I can't give a build-up 9. Like, it's still a build-up at the end of the day. It's still very much this is general. We're trying to engage all the audiences, and we're going to make better movies that, I guess target the core audience or expand on this general one in the future. But I can't just give the one that just general audience in the beginning and played it safe at 9.
I guess my best comparison to this, I guess, is when I look at the MCU, right? Which was obviously the best. I don't know. When we look at like one medium to another medium, the MCU does it best, right? Like, It feels like we're watching comic book movies come to life. I kind of look at this sort of like Sonic the Hedgehog is Iron Man, right? Where if we look at Iron Man, we have the superhero, but we don't know anything about the world. The world of the MCU as we know it right now, which is insane, right? Like every single aspect of the MCU right now is crazy. The thing is, we weren't properly introduced to all of that in Iron Man. Imagine if our first MCU movie was Guardians of the Galaxy. Oh, bro, no one would want that.
No, it'd be way too much. I'd be like, what the hell's going on?
Yeah, like, and no matter what, like, Guardians of the Galaxy is still a great film, right?
Yeah.
There's like that's what I'm trying to compare Detective Pikachu to. It's a great film, but imagine getting Guardians of the Galaxy first as the first movie of the MCU. People would immediately be turned off. They're like, oh, no.
That's a hard comparison for me, though, because with Iron Man, the Iron Man comics are very story driven, and it's very much a man with a superpower, and that's the story in a nutshell. With Sonic, it's I am a blue hedgehog from another universe who collects chaos emeralds and has a companion who flies and builds ships. That's way harder to build up than it is for Iron Man. Iron Man can just easily build from I am a man who builds a power suit, and everyone's like, okay, that's pretty easy to follow instead of I am a hedgehog that goes really fast and collects chaos emeralds, and there's echidnas and there's chows and chaoses and knuckles. It's more lore that's hard to explain to a general audience in Sonic than it is for Iron Man, which is I think why the Iron Man build up or any MCU build up was better and more of a 9 deserving than Sonic, because Sonic, it's kind of hard for them to get there. I'm not giving them 9 because I don't think that they're good or they're bad at their job. I just think that they're put in a situation where it's hard for them to really engage that general audience with all this lore, and they did the best they could with it, which is just, in my opinion, maximum like a 7.5. Unfortunately,
it's
video game movies also in a nutshell. We're still trying to figure them out. And it's hard because, like I said, video game lores usually are a lot harder to just bring out to a general audience than comic book like lores, because comic books, they have mediums already on TV and people have known them for years now, and they know how to tell a story. Video games, they tried going on TV and a lot of them failed, and now they're trying to go in movies, and it's just
I'm going to use that exact same argument. You just said it's harder for video games to be adapted to a general audience as opposed to Marvel films. Well, to comic books. And that's exactly what Sonic the Hedgehog was able to do brilliantly.
Yeah, but it did it in a safe way is my whole point. It did it in a safe way, and I feel like no matter how they did it, I can't give it a 9 because I don't think a build-up is ever going to get a 9 for a video game. A build-up, like, if it was just, I don't know, if we're talking about Assassin's Creed, and the first movie was just Desmond's life, and then at the towards the end he starts becoming the assassin, but they don't really touch too much on the Creed and stuff, I can't give it a 9 because it's just a normal build up that was just like, okay, this is cool for a general audience.
I don't know, man. I think no matter what, at the end of the day, I think we're going to disagree, just because I think this build up, whether it's a build up, but to be fair, this is the absolute, in my opinion, the absolute best way, I think this is the best thing for the future of video game movies, and that I don't think it's getting enough credit for what Sonic the Hedgehog is doing right now. this slow build up is going to pay off in the future. And I think
I wouldn't jinx it. Don't jinx it now.
Yeah, fine, but I think I'm really hoping for this future where I possibly I think there's a future where you maybe 5, maybe 10 years from now, you will probably give this movie a higher rating because I think you may realize what it actually did for the future of video game movies. Just like Iron Man. Like when I first stepped in and watched Iron Man, I thought it was a great film. Don't get me wrong, but I think I can look back at it even better now because I see what it did for the future of superhero movies, and I think that's what we may do for Sonic the Hedgehog.
I don't know, man. That's how I feel about Detective Pikachu, to be quite honest.
But like I mentioned, like general audiences didn't resonate with Detective Pikachu, and you can't argue that because the box office numbers showcase that. At the end of the day, Sonic the Hedgehog is going to get better box office numbers than Detective Pikachu, even though Detective Pikachu Pokemon is a stronger brand name than Sonic.
Do you really
the Hedgehog.
think?
Dude, Pokemon is the #1 media franchise of all time with 90.
I'm saying, do you really think that Sonic is gonna do better in the box office?
It's already going to do better in the opening weekend.
Really?
Yeah, it's getting way better numbers than Detective Pikachu on the opening weekend alone. And by every count, it already has a higher cinema score than Detective Pikachu. And cinema score,
the lower one.
No, Sonic the Hedgehog is an A right now on cinema score.
I'm thinking Rotten Tomatoes. My bad.
No, yeah, and not only that, but Sonic the Hedgehog has a higher audience rating than Detective Pikachu. Mm-hmm. Everything is indicating that Sonic the Hedgehog is going to do better with Detective Pikachu at the end of the day, and it goes to show that. And how I really thought leading up to Detective Pikachu was going to break $1 billion easy because of the brand name alone, and yet it couldn't even crack 500 mil. It couldn't even crack half of that. And now I look at Sonic the Hedgehog, which isn't as strong of a brand name and is a meme at this point, where we always look at Sonic the Hedgehog as a joke. At this point, as much as I love Sonic the Hedgehog, and now what are we gonna see? We're gonna see this most likely break the #1 media franchise film of all time.
Part of me feels like the meme kind of helped it out, to be quite honest.
It did, but the thing is, dude,
feels like a lot of people went to this movie because of the meme. Also,
everything all the people that behind the making of this film, every single person, the director Jeff Fowler, they're geniuses in my opinion. Whether or not that marketing stunt with the bad, if the Sonic the Hedgehog original design was bad like on purpose, and then they fixed it, like whatever.
I really doubt it, but if that was true, that's wild.
Dude, yeah.
I mean, if it was intentional, excuse me.
Yeah, everything about this film, them even using the meme, Sonic was in the movie.
That was my favorite part of the freaking movie. Yeah, but people didn't know that going in. But still, regardless, that was so funny.
I don't know. I think they were able to capitalize on Sonic the Hedgehog and what it is now and turn that into something really special, as opposed to Detective Pikachu, where like I said, they alienated moviegoers, and now I feel like people who watched the first one, casual audiences who watched the first one, aren't as willing to watch a second one, as opposed to this, where people watch this and they're gonna eat up a sequel. I hope so, man. There's a lot of power in what they did and for this build up, and I truly think that it's gonna pay off, and this movie is gonna make bank, and I never would have thought that. This is my prediction. This will be the highest, most profitable, I don't know about profitable, but highest grossing video game film of all time, based on everything that we're seeing right now.
Jesus, sorry. I thought you were saying 2020 film. I'm like, whoa, okay.
No way. But
no, yeah. I mean, so far it's on the track to be for a video game.
And that cinema score is really showing that that people are likely that this movie's gonna have legs. Dude, it's and everything. That's what's most important than anything else. The fact that this is gonna have legs, people are like watching this, dude. All right, those are our thoughts on the differences, and I guess the comparisons between Detective Pikachu and Sonic the Hedgehog for its impact on video game movies and what to expect for the future and whatnot. Simon and I definitely have our disagreements.
Oh yeah, we definitely have. We definitely do.
But I mean, at the end of the day, right? I do think Sonic the Hedgehog is the better film, but I love both to death. So I love both to death. So you know what? I can't.
They both did well. They both did well. They both did well.
Yeah, you know what? We're dividing ourselves because no matter what we just got in less than a span of a year, we're ignoring, by the way, we're ignoring Angry Birds 2 because that was a video game movie also and it did well. What we got in the past year in video game movies has been better than everything we've ever gotten in the past, and we're being spoiled children right now.
No, yeah, 100%. I'm kind of being a dickhead where I'm just like, Sonic is only building it up. It's not even that good. Where's Knuckles?
Because when we look at Sonic the Hedgehog and we look at it compared to Street Fighter: The Legend of Chun-Li, we just got Shawshank Redemption. All right. We just got Shawshank Redemption. Okay?
We really just did though.
So you know what? We're looking at a good potential future. We just had 3 back to back well received films of video games, and you know what, bro? We in it for the long haul, and I'm excited for the future.
Hell yeah. Hell fucking yeah. I'm excited too. So thank you guys for listening. If you guys liked what you heard or saw, please like, comment, review, subscribe, anything appropriate to the platform you are listening or watching this on. And until next time, please take care.
Peace.